So we just finished a very interesting session from James Lindsay, who's a nationally recognized speaker around many of the curriculums and the broader movement that's being perpetrated in this country that has many historical roots around grooming our children and trying to set a direction for this country. Very, very interesting.
1949. What's the first thing Mao Zedong does in 1950 after he secures his power? October 49, 1950, he's in power. What's the first thing he does? Anybody know? Confiscate guns. No. That was already done. In 1950, he fired every teacher in China and sent them to re-education, so there would be socialist education only in China. And by 1952, every teacher in China had been re-educated. They weren't allowed back in the classrooms until after they had been re-educated. For 2 years, there was virtually no education in China because he was having all the teachers re-educated. They shut down the schools for 2 years and came back with a whole new program. Does that sound familiar?
I got to tell you, as a state legislator and a parent of 6 kids, I thought I had a very good understanding of how embedded the systematic approach to taking away authority of parents from kids was. I was very impressed about some of the information. I learned a lot of new things. What has been the most fascinating thing or the scariest thing you've learned as you've sought to try to unravel all these layers that are of attack against our children?
Well, frankly, they stole education from our kids. They stole education, therefore, from our society and our communities. And I spent the last year and a half trying to figure out how did they do it. And I figured out how they stole the purpose of education to make it be about getting a credential that doesn't mean that you're educated at all. And then they turned around and they stole the mechanism of education. So the scariest part of what I learned is that they have figured out how to turn a math lesson, a reading lesson, a science lesson into a political lesson. And they, like I said, it steals education right out from underneath. They use the curriculum as excuses to have political conversations.
Yeah, much more coordinated than most parents are led to believe. I'm excited now because we're seeing a level of coordination, especially among moms, that seems to be rising to a level that could really affect the 2024 elections. Are you seeing the same thing?
Oh yeah, I think that parents' issues and parents and moms are going to lead the national conversation through the 2024 season. There are other issues, big issues of course, but they are going to be a very important voice. I just saw some numbers last night with a pollster. We sat down, we talked. The numbers right now indicate that these are winning issues across the board, Republican, Democrat, Independent. The numbers don't lie. Parents care about their children. Parents care about parental rights. These are winning issues. It's going to be a dominant force, and groups like Moms for Liberty are going to lead it.
Well, James said that this is going to be the issue. I think this will be the issue of 2024. The line in the sand has been drawn, and I think that moms and parents are going to respond. So thank you for everybody that's come to the Moms for Liberty conference in Pennsylvania this year.